Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. What's up, Morgan?
Hey, y'all. Hey, how we feeling on a Thursday?
Good, girl.
All right, I love to hear it. So the conversation does continue around the Epstein files, or lack thereof. President Trump says the media and some Republicans are wasting time on what he calls, quote, the Epstein hoax. Yesterday, Trump spoke to reporters in the Oval Office, and he was asked about the contentious DOJ investigation into the late sex trafficker that even some Republicans have questioned. Now, Trump was asked if he lost some faith in some of his reporters over the Epstein investigation, and he continues to defend. He also continues to defend Attorney General Pam Bondi over the Epstein case. So let's take a listen to his comments regarding that.
It's all been a big hoax. It's perpetrated by the Democrats, and some stupid Republicans and foolish Republicans fall into the net, and so they try and do the Democrats' work. She says, I gave you all the credible information, and if she finds any more credible information, she'll give that too. What more can she do than that?
So Trump went on, of course, as you mentioned, as I played in the audio, he did mention that Republicans got duped and followed the Democratic playbook of going after him with false stories comparing Epstein to the Russian hoax. The president also said he stood, again, of course, he's standing 10 toes for Pam Bondi, saying she only needs to release what she believes is credible. Many people are speculating that there must be something to hide if the efforts are so vast to make it go away. And of course, now the people are like, now we really want some answers because you really trying to make this go away. Meanwhile,
I agree. If I was the Democrats, I would never stop talking about the Epstein files. Like I keep saying all week, treat the Epstein files the way Republicans treated trans people in men's sports. Keep going. MAGA is finally realizing Trump lies about things, and they should be asking, why is the Trump administration protecting potential child predators?
But let me ask you a question. But what about if Democrats are on some of those tapes and some of those pictures as well, and they're trying to protect themselves as well? Could that be part of it too? Like, I expose you, but it's exposing us.
Oh, yeah, I said that as well. Like, the reason they don't want to put out the files is mutually assured destruction. But let's be clear. If any Democrats that are in those files are part of an old regime that needs to get thrown under the bus anyway. So, all of the young Democrats and, the future of the Democratic Party, they should still be calling for it, even if they have to throw some of their own under the bus. Number one, why are you going to protect potential child predators? Number two, you need to throw that old regime of Democrats under the bus anyway.
Sheesh, Charlamagne said, hit the reset.
Crazy. Throwing a bunch of people under a bus is wild. A bunch of old people under a bus.
Oh, my.
Well, if they're old child
so it
predators,
does
who cares?
appear that this does have a ripple effect because among more turnover among prosecutors inside the Southern District of New York on Wednesday. Maureen Comey was fired from her post as assistant U.S. attorney inside the high-profile Manhattan-based federal prosecutor's office. Now, Comey is the daughter of former FBI Director James Comey and had been there more than a decade. She had been involved in the recent prosecution of Sean Diddy Combs, and her past work included the prosecutions of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, President Trump, who also frequently targeted James Comey on social media, is facing backlash over the Justice Department decision not to release more information on the Epstein case. So this appears, or seemingly so, is one of those ripple effect situations. And today, nationwide demonstrations against the Trump administration are scheduled to take place in cities across the country, all across the country today. The day of action and protest is being called, quote, good trouble, in a nod to late Congressman and civil rights activist John Lewis, who died on this day back in 2020. Now, thousands are expected to hit the streets in places like here, Washington, D.C., L.A., Chicago, Philadelphia, Phoenix, and, of course, up there in New York, guys. So that good trouble, necessary trouble, day of action and protest is taking place today. So I'll keep you posted on what that looks like tomorrow. Stick around. There's more front page news at 7. We'll talk about what's happening in the Senate. And the president also signed a bill targeting fentanyl, so stick around.
All right. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Again, 800-585-1051. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get back in some front page news. What's up, Morgan?
Hey, y'all. Hey, okay, so let me tell y'all what's going on with the Senate. They were working all night And it appears that they have given the thumbs up to, or at least Senate Republicans are giving the thumbs up to cut funding for public broadcasting, global health programs, and more foreign aid. So lawmakers narrowly passed a package early this morning that would take back $9 billion in spending that had already been approved. Now, it's part of the efforts of the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOJ, that was or used to be run by billionaire Elon Musk. Now the measure goes back to the House for approval before heading to President Trump's desk for a signature. If that happens, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which funds NPR and PBS, will lose funding, along with the World Health Organization and the U.S. Agency for International Development, or USAID, as many people know it. The package originally targeted $400 million in AIDS prevention, but the Senate removed that cut after a marathon debate session. So that's what's happening in the Senate, literally up to the minute. Now, meanwhile, back in the Oval, President Trump spoke about the Federal Reserve, saying he's not planning to fire Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. Now, Trump criticized Powell's performance and elaborated on reports saying that he was going to fire the Fed chair. Let's take a listen to the president's comments.
He's a terrible Fed chair. I was surprised he was appointed. I was surprised, frankly, that Biden put him in and extended him. No, I talked about the concept of fire him. I said, what do you think? Almost every one of them said I should. But I'm more conservative than they are.
Yeah, so Trump went on to say that.
MAGA, get y'all granddaddy. Okay? Pop needs a nap, all right? But because Biden did not appoint Jerome Powell. Donald Trump is the one who nominated and appointed Jerome Powell.
Yeah, that was round one. Trump said it's highly unlikely that he will fire Powell, adding the chair could step down over what he calls possible fraud over Powell's $2.5 billion renovation plan of the Federal Reserve building. Trump doesn't seem to believe that, that price tag is right for the renovations on the Federal Reserve building. So the president has been, of course, highly critical of Powell's refusal to cut interest rates, adding that he did it for Biden, but not for me.
We're just gonna gloss over the fact that Donald Trump said he don't know how Jerome Powell got appointed when he's the one who appointed him.
Oh no, we didn't gloss over. He definitely addressed it.
Like, Donald Trump is the person who nominated and appointed Jerome Powell. How Biden ain't had nothing to do with that?
Well, we're going to blame Biden for everything that's wrong, right?
That's crazy.
Okay. Also yesterday, President Trump signed a bill targeting fentanyl trafficking. Families impacted by the fentanyl crisis stood behind Trump at the White House during the bill's signing ceremony. Trump said illicit drugs have disseminated American communities, and his administration has declared an all-out war against dealers and traffickers. He also blamed the Biden administration for keeping the borders open and the reason why fentanyl is flowing into the country. The Halt All Lethal Trafficking of Fentanyl Act classifies all fentanyl-related substances as Schedule I drugs. That means harsher penalties for people convicted of fentanyl-related offenses. So you guys, keep that in mind. Elsewhere, a Colorado congressman is introducing a bill that would give illegal immigrants legal status if they've been in the country for 5 years and are in good standing. Gabe Evans, along with Florida Republican Congresswoman Maria Salazar, are proposing the, quote, Dignity Act. Now, Evans says this is only open to those who have arrived in the U.S. before December 31st, 2020, adding the plan would establish a $70 billion investment in the American workforce. Let's take a listen to Representative Gabe Evans of Colorado.
Colorado's 8th congressional district is 40% Hispanic, and we have lots of good, hardworking individuals in this district. Anybody that was looking to freeload off of the American taxpayer, anybody that exploited the wide open border under the previous administration, those folks are just not eligible.
So Evans goes on to say the bipartisan proposal doesn't offer a path to citizenship. The act would require immigrants to pay $7,000 in restitution and receive no federal benefits in exchange for living and working in the U.S. What do you guys think about that? Is that better than just kicking everybody out, or, what do you? I don't
know. That's a good question.
That means he wasn't paying attention.
I wasn't paying attention. I was, but I wasn't.
No, I know how I get on. All right, well, this does seem to be quite a challenge for people, or at least, there's the workforce seems to be reducing. Farmers seem to be impacted by, what's going on. And so, this supposed legislation, the Dignity Act, would allow, as said before, immigrants to pay $7,000 in restitution, but they would not have federal benefits, and they would just be allowed to live and work in the U.S. So we'll see what happens with that legislation. That's your front page news. I'm Morgan Wood. Follow me on socials at Morgan Media. That's MorganMedia. And for more news coverage, follow at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit us at BINnews.com. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Morgan.
Bye.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.